Coming up in this video, we take a closer look at the reimposition of UN sanctions on Iran, 10 years after the landmark nuclear deal. We'll explore the reasons behind the snapback mechanism, Tehran's response, and what this means for global diplomacy and nuclear security. Stay with us. UN economic and military sanctions have been reimposed on Iran, a decade after they were first lifted under the landmark 2015 nuclear deal. The move comes as the UK, France, and Germany activated the deal's snapback mechanism, citing Iran's continued nuclear escalation and lack of cooperation.
Will those in favor of the draft resolution contained in document S/2025/539 please raise their hand? Those against? So the result of the voting is as follows. 4 votes in favor, 9 votes against, 2 votes abstentions. The draft resolution has not been adopted, having failed to obtain the required number of votes.
UN sanctions targeting Iranian proliferation will be reimposed this weekend.
The Security Council decided to reimpose sanctions against Iran.
The United States supports the case France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, the E3, made for Iran's significant and continuing non-performance of its nuclear commitments. And we support the reimposition of pre-2015 UN sanctions on Iran in accordance with the process laid out in Resolution 2231.
The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, was designed to limit Iran's nuclear program while allowing peaceful nuclear energy development. Under the deal, Iran agreed to restrict its nuclear facilities, stockpiles of enriched uranium, and research and development efforts. Tensions escalated after U.S. and Israeli airstrikes targeted Iranian nuclear and military sites in June, prompting Tehran to suspend inspections by the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA. While Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian insists the country has no intention of developing nuclear weapons.
یک بار دیگر در این مجمع اعلام می‌کنم که ایران هرگز به دنبال ساخت هسته‌ای سلاح هسته‌ای نبوده و نخواهد بود. ما به دنبال سلاح هسته‌ای نیستیم و این یک باور اعتقادی و فتوای رهبری است. در نتیجه به هیچ وجه به دنبال اون سلاح‌های کشتار جمعی نبودیم و نخواهیم بود.
European allies say repeated breaches of the deal left them with no choice but to trigger sanctions. The reimposed sanctions mark a major setback for diplomacy. European powers continue to urge Iran to avoid escalatory actions, emphasizing that the snapback is not the end of negotiations. Talks during the UN General Assembly earlier this week failed to prevent the sanctions from taking effect. Iran has denounced the sanctions as illegal and unjustifiable, warning that any actions undermining the rights of its people will face a firm response. Tehran has also rejected demands to hand over its enriched uranium stockpiles, arguing that such measures would place it in a perpetual trap. The reimposition of sanctions underscores the fragility of the nuclear deal, highlighting ongoing tensions between Iran, Western powers, and Israel.
Today's situation is the direct consequence of the United States withdrawal from the JCPOA and the E3 EU failure to take any effective action to uphold their commitments. The United States has betrayed diplomacy, but it is the E3 which have buried it. We call on the President of the Security Council to declare today's decision illegal. We also call on the Secretary General to avoid any attempt to revive sanctions-related mechanisms within the Secretariat. Any attempt to restore terminated sanctions must be rejected. No resources should support this illegal mechanism. Those who pursue it will bear full responsibility for damaging the United Nations' credibility and integrity. The E3 and the United States bear full responsibility for the serious consequences of today's decision. By ignoring facts, spreading false claims, misrepresenting Iran's peaceful program, and blocking diplomacy, they have actively and intently paved the way for dangerous escalation.
While diplomacy continues, questions remain about Iran's nuclear ambitions and the prospects for a negotiated resolution.